and here I am headed to work. The weather is 22 degrees. Eesh. This is the coldest morning we have had since, for the winter so far. 22 degrees. Now, in New Hampshire, that could mean we're going to be cold for the rest of the winter, or it could mean, hey, 22 today, next week we could have 35. It doesn't stay consistent. Now, I did live in Wisconsin for a little while, and there they could predict the weather, and usually when it got cold in the winter, it got cold and it stayed cold. And the thing about Wisconsin is they had the wind chill factor. So not only was it cold, but it was the wind chill would make it even colder. Sometimes we can get wind here and have a wind chill, but it's not constant like it is out west. So when we moved, I grew up in New Hampshire, and then we moved to South Carolina for a while, then we moved to Wisconsin. And when I lived in Wisconsin, people were telling me, oh, watch out, it's going to be cold, it's going to be, lots of snow. And honestly, the snow wasn't the problem. It was the cold. I mean, it was so cold, and I'm sure it still is. I'm just not living there. But in Wisconsin, it is so cold that you need a special syrupy type product that goes into your radiator so that the radiator doesn't freeze. So you will be driving along and your radiator fluid will just freeze. So it is very cold. I'm not a fan of that. I loved living there because I love the people there, but I didn't really like it being that cold. So we're in New Hampshire. It's cold today. It's up to 24 now, so it's going up. Thank the Lord. So it is very cold, and it is what it is. This is New Hampshire. You just never know what the weather's going to be like. If you don't like the weather, just wait a minute. That's what I always say. I don't know where I heard that, but that's what I always say. And this morning I'm headed to school. We had a great time off for the Thanksgiving season, and now we're looking toward the Christmas season. So, can I see outside? Yeah. So it is pretty cold, and it's brown. So the one good thing about the winter in New Hampshire is we will get white. We will get whiteness, which is very pretty. We learned to work around it. When I was a kid, we never really got, I don't remember ever getting days off because of the snow. But now we get days off because of the snow. We cancel school and, different things like that for safety. But we are headed to school now, and it's a great morning. So thank you for watching, and I appreciate all the thumbs up and the likes. And if you're not subscribed, I would really love it if you would subscribe to my channel, because I am almost at 1,000 subscribers. And I'm kind of one of those people that's just showing up every day and trying to make a difference on YouTube, trying to meet some new friends. I have a friend named Monica that I've met. She's a Gen Xer like me, and she quit her job, and she is doing some things, kind of entrepreneur type stuff. That's what we can do nowadays. Now, I'm a teacher, but I love the entrepreneur style. You're on your fire with these lives. Hey, Tim, how are you doing? It's good to see you. I love my teacher friends that I've met through YouTube, and Tim lives in, where do you live, Tim? I know it was Malaysia, and now it is, I know where it is, but it's not on the tip of my tongue right now. But yeah, so Tim is a teacher friend teaching the teachers how to be online self-employed, I guess you'd say, teacher tutors. So I actually have a student. I can fit in one student right now. I have a model of the tutoring business put together, but I also teach in person. So my desire is that, not right now, but as time goes along, that I would have more students that I tutor online. And I'll tell you what, this one student that I have is so perfect for me. It's like, sometimes they say, think of your perfect situation that you want for a student, or, kind of the whole package. And I couldn't have asked for a better situation. And this did not happen through YouTube, but you know how they say, put your name out there, say, I have an online business, I'm teaching math online, even though at that time I didn't have any, he's in Thailand. Even though I didn't have any students, I was saying, I even have business cards made up, and my business, my tutoring business is Can Do Math Tutoring. And I know that math is such a deficit in America. I'm looking really at tutoring American students. 7th grade to 10th grade is my specialty. I really like to do the upper grades that are, finalizing their important computations. And this student is perfect for me. And we have a great time. Originally, they wanted me to tutor every single day, but I said I could fit in 3 times a day, and we came up with a really good price. And so I do this 3 times a day, and we've become friends. And we also, I'm a math tutor, so I'm trying to get him into to kind of finalize his math skills, and then to prepare him for Algebra 1. And so we kind of want to do it quickly. He's, at the age where he needs to be moving on to the next thing, but he has to fill in some gaps. So it's perfect situation. And he's a homeschool kid. He went public school, but they took him out since he has the means to be able to tailor make his education, which is good. So I'm really thankful for all of the skills that I've learned through my teacher friends online. I really would like to have a tutoring business, but it's really beyond my understanding how to set all that up. So I'm just thinking about it right now and wondering if I could possibly put something like that together. But I do have that desire, but honestly right now I'm so busy I can't fit one more thing in. So I'm thinking, right now we have the holiday season. I have budget things in my town that I'm doing. And so maybe like in the springtime. I like to work in the spring to prepare for the summer. And so maybe we'll think about putting more time into it at that point. But I have a lot of things going. But I'm really thankful for the one student that I have. And I also teach in person. So I'm headed to school, and we have math classes at my school, plus I have other responsibilities there. So thank you so much for coming to this video. I am working on growing my channel right now, and I like to talk with teachers and about education. So if you have kids and you would like some information about, education, if you need some help trying to figure out what's best for your student, I can help you with that. If you want to post below, we can chat. So this week I am actually elected. I was elected in my town to be a state representative for our town in New Hampshire. And Wednesday, I will be going to be sworn in. So that's another amazing thing that I'm doing. So I will be sworn in with the Yuckamucks in New Hampshire on Wednesday. And then we will work on the laws that come about. We vote on the different laws that come about. And honestly, I'd like to see fewer laws. I'd like to see more freedom. And it seems like the more laws we make, the more we tie ourselves up in knots. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we can undo some of the superfluous laws. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I was asked to run so that I could help with the conservative votes in our state. And I said, okay, let's try it. And I got elected. So I will be switching a few things around so that I'm not doing everything, and I can put the right priorities into that. I also have a substitute who I'm hoping she will be available when I need her for those days I have to go to the State House. So it will mean some juggling. I am about 30 minutes from the State House, so that's not too bad of a drive. And they do pay for your commute. You know, they pay gas mileage, I guess. So I'll get that. But in New Hampshire, state representatives make $100 per year. So that's what I'm looking at. That's why I'm doing YouTube. It's like I need an income from somewhere. So we'll see. I've got YouTube. I've got my videos on YouTube. I have my tutoring business, which that is just doing well with what I have. And why do I need income? I mean, I'm kind of getting older. I should be able to like retire. Right? Well, part of my tutoring business is my retirement program, because I feel like that's something I can do as long as I have my mind and I keep up with the, computer stuff. I should be able to tutor online and maybe not have to commute. I could save money in gas and save my car from all of the wear and tear. But tutoring is kind of like my retirement plan. And I also need money because my kids are all over the country and I would really like to have the money to be able to go see them. And I have a new granddaughter that was just born and I did not go. I probably could have gone during Thanksgiving, but fortunately some of my other kids went down and I just didn't feel the tug to go, even though I wanted to be there when the baby was born. But maybe I'll be able to go in the future, like within the next several months. So I need money for plane tickets. I need money for gifts for my grandkids. I need money to save, I gotta keep my car up. Gotta buy food, all that important stuff. So I don't see myself retiring anytime soon from having a busy life, but I am thankful that I'm still healthy and that I can keep moving, and I really do like getting out in the morning. That's why I started making these videos, because I want to share how beautiful it is as I'm driving to work. It's kind of something that I still love because I was for many years at home and didn't get out in the morning. I was barely surviving sometimes in the morning. So here I am driving to work, and I'm alone in my car because I have two boys that go to my school, but they drive themselves to school. And the last 2 years I drove my grandson to school, but he is going to a different school this year. So I find myself alone in the car, and I figured, why not do the 27 more to go. Go. Thanks, Tim. Yeah. So why not make use of my time, right? Instead of just listening to a podcast, I'll make my own. I have lots of things to talk about, but today I just figured, I guess I rambled a little bit about online teaching. I loved virtual teaching. It was so much fun. I taught for VIP Kid. I did that for several years until they changed the law. And I know a lot of people kept going, but I ended up teaching in person. So I said, I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to let it go for now. And I did teach for Outschool.com. I taught math games for little kids. I had a great time with that. I had one student, the mother said, I don't care what you do with my student, just do something. I was supposed to do math games, but she's like, you can do crafts, you can do anything you want. So that was kind of fun. I taught piano on Outschool.com. During 2020, I had a group piano class, and that was really cool. I had like 3 students plus one of my grandchildren, and the 3 students that I had were like prodigies. I mean, they were so amazing. And I never had taught music online, but I thought, what's the worst that could happen? And I made it cheap, but I had 3 students, so it was great. Then I made one group for like 2 months, like 3 times a week. And then I made the same group, I offered part 2 for another 2 months, and all but one signed back up. And then after that, I did private lessons. So I had one student that had private lessons, did piano, and then the parents asked me to teach voice lessons. So I did that. I also taught knitting on Outschool.com, and I also taught bread making, and all of the experiences were awesome. It was just so much fun. I think the hardest part for all of that was, putting together the course, trying to figure out what you want to teach. Then you got to make interesting thumbnails. You got to attract the people. And you hope that you're going to get a number of students. Usually I didn't get as many as I wanted, but I got some. So I just kept going. But so is Outschool doing well? There's been a lot of changes with Outschool. I'm not sure. I think the company's doing okay, but I'm not sure it's great for the everyday person like me. But my friend Kathy, that comes on my videos a lot and comments, she teaches for Outschool, and she teaches reading. I believe she teaches to Chinese kids reading, or she offers English as a second language through Outschool, and she does pretty good. She gets up at like 4 a.m. and she teaches for a few hours, and then she has the rest of her day. So I think she's actually doing pretty well on Outschool doing that. So she's not like doing it on her own, she's doing it through the company, but it's going well. And she's told me if I want help, she will help me figure it out if I want to do that. So that is an option. I'm still on their role as a teacher. I'm also still on the VIP Kid one. I'm also on Teach Me Truth. And so those are all options if you want to, you can beef it up and make it so that you actually do make money on their platform. And that's all an option. But I feel like trying to find your own clients is the way to go. Because I like it, because if you have to change when you're teaching, like the person that I'm teaching now, if something happens, you can rebook the class at another time with no problem. But when I was without school, when I had just one student, they didn't understand that you can't just switch your time. Oh, my kid is not feeling good right now. Can we do the lesson in 2 hours instead? And I'd be like, free, so who cares, if I switch it for 2 more hours. But on out school, it looks like I canceled the class. It looks like I'm a mess as a teacher. And so they don't like that when you have to cancel classes, and they think the parents aren't going to like it, but it was the parents' idea. And so there's stuff with that I had a problem with. So although I wouldn't have gotten the students that I got if I hadn't worked for out school, because that student that I got that I taught voice lessons to was an amazing student. I got to know his family. They actually came close to me, like they came to my area. I could have driven to see them, but out school has a policy that you're not supposed to connect with the students on a private basis. So being the rule follower that I am, I did not go see them. So I'm sad about that, but it is what it is. So I wouldn't have gotten the students that I got if it hadn't been for out school. But on the other hand, I had some issues with it. The greatest time I had without school was the summer camp. I did a summer camp with Rebecca F. and I can't think of her name now. She was coming off. She actually is not doing teaching online anymore. Her name is slipping my mind. But she's an amazing artist, and we did a camp, the 3 of us, and we got paid big money for that. But it was great. It was Monday through Thursday, and it was 3 hours. And 3 of us would have like 3 cohorts, and then we would switch. So that was really cool. We got paid good money for that, but I'm not sure they even do that anymore, because I'm not sure out school got the number of students that they were hoping for. So I think it was a lot of work for the person coordinating it, and I'm not sure it was cost effective for them. But I wish that had continued, because that was an amazing opportunity. And every single one of the kids that was in those classes had a parent next to them. So if they had to, like I did yarn crafts. I did some yarn projects, and Rebecca did science, and the other teacher did the art. Like, she did amazing art projects. So it was just a summer camp, and all of the students did a great job. They really loved it. They were excited to come back. I think we did that for a few weeks, because I got them more in 1 week than I've ever gotten for that program. So that would be amazing to be able to do. That was really fun. And I think everybody enjoyed it, but I don't think they got as many students as they had hoped. And there were like two groups of teachers, and I think the other group of teachers didn't have any students. So they didn't have enough to fill the schedules of all of the teachers, which was a bummer. So there's so many possibilities, but I think that 2020, for a lot of people, it opened our eyes to the possibilities of teaching online. And for a vast number of people, it gave them PTSD. Because every time I mention teaching online, they like cringe. I'm like, no, it's not that bad, really. The teacher can make things happen that are fun and you can be comfortable doing it. It's not like being in a classroom where the teacher is just acting like the teacher in a classroom and then you have to follow along. It's totally different than that. It's engaging with one-on-one, or I don't mind group classes either. Group classes are fun, and my son has done some group classes in Spanish and he really enjoyed that as well. But I think a lot of people think of teaching online with bad feelings, even though there are many people that do it and do it well. I was telling my friend who coordinated this tutoring student that I have, I said, tutoring is the wave of the future. If parents see that their students aren't responding well in the classroom, there are other options. And it's not all about, your kid has to sit alone with a book and read and answer questions. It's not about, trying to find somebody that will come to your house, because that can be time consuming. But teaching online is a really great option, and it can feel like one-on-one. It can feel like you're together in person. And I can use Canva on my screen. I can show my screen, and I can take a picture of the page that we're doing. We can work on that together. I use Zoom, and we can use the writing tools, and we have a lot of fun with it, actually. So tutoring online is a really great option, and I hope more parents get the idea. Well, anyway, I'm going to go, and thank you so much for coming to this video. Blue skies today. We have 27 degrees, so the temperature is going up. So I'm glad about that. And the blue skies look beautiful as well this morning. So I hope you have a great day, and I hope you have great preparations for the following month. Thanks for watching.